Whisper. Prologue, The Dying Light of Xylos. The crimson sun of Xylos bled across the jagged horizon, casting the skeletal remains of the ancient city in hues of rust and blood orange. The once magnificent capital of a forgotten civilization now stood as a graveyard of shattered spires and crumbling monoliths, its secrets buried beneath layers of cosmic dust. Kaya stood atop the tallest surviving tower, the wind whipping through her long, silver hair like strands of caught starlight. In her gloved hands, she clutched an artifact pulsing with a faint blue glow, the Whisper. A relic from an age lost to time, it was said to capture the faint echoes of the universe itself, the Galactic Whispers. She had spent years chasing myths, sifting through forgotten ruins, and navigating the barren fringes of the known galaxy in search of truths buried by history's victors. To the sterile, bureaucratic core worlds, Xylos was just another dead planet, another cautionary tale of progress gone too far. But Kaya never believed their version of history. The Whispers told a different story. The device trembled in her grasp, its glow intensifying. Kaya closed her eyes, allowing the frequencies to wash over her senses. The chaotic hum of colliding nebulae, the distant wails of dying stars, and beneath it all, something else. A pattern. A melody woven into the fabric of spacetime. Then, she heard it, a voice. Faint, but unmistakable. A desperate plea, echoing through the ruins of a long-dead civilization. We are the Lumina. We sought to harness the power of existence itself. We sought transcendence, but we were arrogant. We pushed too far. Kaya's breath hitched. She had heard fragments of these whispers before, hints of a catastrophe buried beneath deception and dust. But now, the message was clearer than ever. What did you do? She whispered back. The whispers shuddered, the blue glow of the device flickering wildly. Then, a final transmission, distorted yet urgent. The resonance, it was never meant to be controlled. It consumes us now. Then silence. The weight of those words settled deep in Kaya's bones. This wasn't just the ruin of an old civilization. Xylos had torn itself apart, and whatever they had unleashed was still here. Chapter 1, The Relic Hunter. Kaya descended the tower, her boots crunching over debris-covered streets that had once been walked by scholars, engineers, and dreamers. The official records claimed that Xylos had been destroyed by an asteroid collision, reduced to an inhospitable wasteland over 1,000 years ago. But if that were true, why were the ruins still intact? Why were there no impact craters? And why did the whispers of the dead still echo through its ruins? She pressed forward, following the pulsing rhythm of the whisper, leading her through labyrinthine alleyways and into the city's ancient heart. The deeper she ventured, the more alien the architecture became. The walls, once pristine white stone, now bore intricate carvings that seemed to shift when observed too long. Symbols of beings with glowing eyes and ethereal wings adorned the structures. The Lumina. She had seen their names scattered throughout forbidden archives, always associated with technological advancements centuries ahead of their time. They had unlocked secrets of the universe that the rest of the galaxy had barely begun to comprehend. And now, they were nothing more than ghosts in the wind. The whisper trembled violently. Kaya turned a corner and found herself in a vast courtyard, the core of Xylos. A monolithic structure of black obsidian and white quartz stood at its center, partially buried under the weight of time. This was where the disaster had begun. Taking a deep breath, she activated her scanning visor. Readings spiked instantly, massive residual energy fluctuations, still active after a millennium. Whatever the Lumina had done here, it had left a scar on reality itself. She stepped onto the hexagonal platform before her. The symbols beneath her boots glowed, and then the world shifted. Chapter 2, Echoes of the Past. Kaya was no longer in the ruins of Xylos. She stood in a city alive, gleaming towers piercing the heavens, streets bustling with people, humanoids with luminous skin and piercing golden eyes. The Lumina. She was inside a memory. At the city's heart, scholars gathered around a massive energy core, a device pulsing with light, its hum resonating in harmony with the universe itself. They were speaking, but not with words. Their voices wove into a singular thought, a concept shared between minds. We have done it, their voices merged as one. We have unlocked the frequency of existence. Kaya's heart pounded. The resonance, it wasn't just energy. It was the blueprint of reality itself. But then, the harmony fractured. A tremor shook the city. The core's light intensified, shifting from white to violent violet. A pulse of raw energy rippled outward. People screamed in silence as their bodies disintegrated, dissolving into pure wavelengths of light, their consciousness ripped from existence. The sky shattered, folding inward like a collapsing star. Then, everything snapped back. Kaya gasped, finding herself once more in the present, standing in the ruins, her body shaking, her mind reeling from the echoes of annihilation. The Lumina hadn't been destroyed by war or disaster. They had transcended, or rather, they had tried, and failed. The resonance had consumed them, fracturing the very fabric of their being. And it was still here, waiting, pulsing beneath the ruins, yearning to be unleashed once more. A new whisper slithered into her mind. You must stop it. Kaya's grip tightened around the whisper. She had spent her life chasing the past. But now, the past was looking back, and it needed her to listen. Epilogue, the unfinished song. Kaya stood at the threshold of history's greatest mistake, knowing that if she failed, Xylo's fate would not remain buried in the past, it would become the future. The core still pulsed, waiting for someone to finish what the Lumina had started. She closed her eyes and listened. The galactic whispers were still singing, but this time, she would be the one to write the final verse. End.